Welcome back to Benga Craft. Today I am going to make a trinket tray mold using our product QuickCast, which is the equivalent to Jesmonite overseas. So if you've watched any of the YouTube videos on Jesmonite, you should have quite a good idea of what you can do with QuickCast. It sets in about 30 minutes, provided you have got a mold that's quite easy to just pop out. If you're using a mold that's got a little bit more detail, you will need to leave it in the mold a little bit longer to set. Otherwise, those fine pieces are going to break off. What I've started off doing is taking this empty mold, I've placed it on a scale and filled it with water, and this is to calculate how much product we're going to need so that we don't have too much product or too little product, causing us to need to mix up more once the curing has already started. The water weighed 162 grams, and that equated to needing 174 grams of powder and 97 grams of liquid. We do have a calculator available on the website, so if you purchase the product and you fill it with water, as soon as you know your water mass, you can then calculate how much you need. So I have already measured out my 174 grams of powder, and I've measured out my 97 grams of liquid. And I'm going to start off by adding the powder to the liquid. I'll add approximately half and start stirring. And then I'll add the balance. And then make sure to stir very well, getting rid of all the lumps, scraping down the sides, scraping the bottom, scraping the stick. We do have 12 pigment colors available at the moment in these bottles. The bottles look very small. They are 10 ml bottles, but they are very strong pigments. You can also use craft paint, acrylic paint, to color the QuickCast and Ceracast as well. They just don't have the same effect necessarily. I'm going to continue to stir, making sure that I get rid of all the lumps. I won't keep you waiting. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. I've been stirring for about 3 minutes. It's a lovely smooth consistency, and I am going to do mix of colors. So I'm going to separate my mixture into two. Making sure to scrape out all of this to eliminate the amount that I need to throw away. And for today's project, I have chosen yellow and pink. We get 2 clean mixing spoons. And to open the yellow. And I'm going to start off with 4 drops. Actually, that was 5 drops, I think. Oh, also not open. A lot of the color will cling to the side, so it's important to give it a very good stir. And depending on how dark you want it, you can just add more drops. And I think I'm going to make that pink a little bit darker. And when you're happy with the colors that you've got, you can pinch the containers. You can either pour them separately or you can pour them at the same time. Scrape the last bit of yellow. You can either leave it like that or you can give it a little bit of a swirl. And I'll just take my stick and go around the edge just to make sure that there are no air bubbles trapped in the bottom. And a gentle tap just to ensure that there's no other air trapped. And we're going to leave it like this for approximately 20 to 30 minutes, and then I'll be back to demold. Any little bubbles will pop by themselves. Okay, so this has been about half an hour. It's quite warm. It's got a very damp feeling. It will continue to dry out, but it will start sweating if it doesn't come out the mold. So just release it gently on the sides. Place it down. And there you have it. Edges are nice and smooth. And you can just leave it for another day or two, just sitting like that on the mold. And if you do put it in the sun, it will just dry out even quicker. Otherwise it will air dry like that. And it's as simple as that. Obviously, if you put it in a mold with a different shape, you're going to need to leave it a little bit longer so that it can cure more before demolding. Thank you for watching.